Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. My kid married her AP rant. So, a couple of years ago my adult daughter started bringing her friend from work around. I didn't think too much of it. Then it was my friend is getting a divorce and I recommended my apartment complex to him. Then he was her boyfriend. Over the course of this, things are said that lead me to believe she is a homewrecker. Then she got pregnant and I knew for sure she was. I am just disgusted. I have absolutely no relationship with her or her kid. She watched me break. She watched the absolute hell I have been through. Then she turned around and did this to another family. I guess his divorce is final now because she married him this week. Did I mention he is significantly closer to my age than hers? I am so angry. So disappointed. I just don't know where to go with it all. Her AP has kids with his other wife. She broke up a whole family. How can she possibly think he won't do this to her? Or her to him? I just can't believe cheaters can just destroy relationships. How far-ranging the tentacles are. I didn't disown or cut anyone off. Just to clarify, this is my kid and AP's decision. Sadly, it's common for kids to repeat the poor behavior of their parents because they are unconsciously conditioned through childhood to normalize it as part of their upbringing. You can tell this will end in disaster. Huge age gap. Starts as an affair. Accidental child. Shame from parents. It won't last. Sadly, abuse tends to be generational and now your grandchild will likely grow up and manifest the same unhealthy behaviors. I am so very worried about this. My ex left me without ever telling me she was unhappy for a loser stay-at-home dad neighbor who she began spending time with while I was going back to school and starting a new, hard career, like we had planned, and while his wife worked. They don't really even think they did anything wrong. It's mind-boggling. My main focus now is raising my kids right, but it's so hard because they can certainly tell how devastated I am by the whole thing, and, I guess, their mom is happy now. I don't know for sure, and I know that she can be unhappy generally and her little boyfriend is definitely an unhappy person. I guess I made a poor choice in my life partner, but I sure wish it was different. I don't want to mess up their well-being any more than it has been already. I hate it so much. How long have y'all been split? Bad choices happen. But pick yourself up and open your heart back up. It's been about 3 years. They do. It is hard when those bad choices slap you in the face on a 5/5/2/2 day schedule. I appreciate your kind words. I'm trying. Man, I feel for you. I was their fam. Hard to co-parent sometimes. She only recently admitted it by accident and out of anger. She hinted at having done it. We have been split for 4 years. Her horrible attitude helped me move on, and her throwing moving on in my face helped too. I know it's hard. It took me 2 years just to be able to look women in the eyes. That's how low my confidence was. That's what she took from me. But within this, I found me, cool face, and you will too, my guy. I know it's hard. People don't realize how emotions take a toll on men. Seems like we move on so much slower. It just isn't fair. But you will survive this. I'm in year 4 and finally at a peaceful place. I accepted that this is my life and it will never be easy, but then again, we warriors. You are a warrior too, you just don't see it yet. Let the tears fall. Let your vision get blurry, because after that the man you were destined to be will emerge and the woman who was meant for you will find you. I'm here. My guy, if you ever need to vent. Felt your pain through a post and man, it hit deep. You are a very kind soul. I'm in year 2 on my own. Out of a 10+ relationship with my absolute best friend. He had moved on while we were still living together, but I have yet to fully let it go. Do you have any advice on how to fully get there? I get to a point where I think I'm good and I don't think about him, but some stupid thing will remind me of a time or a place or whatever, and it all just comes rushing back. And I'm bitter. I'm so bitter and I hate myself for it. I'm angry he treated me like I didn't matter and he left me for a younger woman. The betrayal is so hard to wrap my head around. I tell myself to just let it go. Let him go. Nothing works. I just want to be happy again. For me it happened 40 years ago. We were first to everything. Married 14 years with kids. I was notified by AP's wife. She still loved me but was in love with him and didn't see us continuing the marriage. I was scared, confused, and devastated. You wake up one morning with your family intact, then bam. Didn't know how to go on. Not wanting to give my family up, I acted like a puppet while she humiliated me in front of family and friends. All this to say that you are not alone and won't be the last BS or BP with a similar story. Back then IC or therapy was not exposed to me, but wise counsel from my much older brother was. The longer you linger in hope, the longer you stay in pain. You ask what to do. Get into exercise for your body and mind, a hobby or sports. Spend lots of quality time with your kids. Spend time with close friends or make new ones. Don't isolate yourself. After a while you might go on a date or two if you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be serious. Human contact. I regained confidence, self-esteem, and affirmation that it wasn't my fault. I took classes, got a new career and the promotions kept coming. 3 years after D-Day, I met my wife, in class, and we've been happily married for 35 plus years. Please know that the longer you stay stagnant, the longer you postpone what could be a happier and fulfilling future. Never thought I'd thank my ex-wife, metaphor, for giving me this gift of a fantastic life. Good luck with your choices. Story 2. She doesn't make any sense to me. Advice. My 27 meters wife, 27F, cheated on me a little over a month ago. We have been married for 8 years and have 2 children. So we are going through the process of getting divorced now. I have been implementing the 180 for about 3 weeks now. What I don't understand is she is continuing to act as though nothing is wrong and nothing has happened. She even still says I love you sometimes and asks for hugs. Tonight she texted me and asked if I hate her. How to answer that? She has destroyed my life and ripped my family away from me half the time because of her own selfishness. If this is the decision she has made, why is she asking me this and why does she continue with this nothing is wrong facade? Ultimately she said she wants me to be her best friend. If any of you would like to hear my whole story, let me know. Also sorry, first time posting on Reddit. Here is my story. My life has been turned upside down. Post-separation. I have been reading stories for over a month now, trying to get the courage to post my story. My 28 meters wife, 28F of 9 years of marriage, has cheated on me. We were high school sweethearts and I joined the military. We did the whole got married after boot camp thing and have been together ever since. In our years we were married we did have 2 kids. She was a good Christian girl and she had been cheated on in the past and always said she would never do that to me. But here we are. A little over a month ago she came home and told me she had been seeing someone and she loved him. Come to find out it is a guy who is 20. She said she loved both of us and wanted to be with both of us. She said we perfectly fill each other's voids. She also stated she gets 80% of what she needs from me and she gets the emotional 20% from him. I decided to give her a choice. She had to lose this kid. She had to completely ghost him and never talk to him again, and we would get the therapy we needed. She said no. She said she can't choose between the 2 of us. She said the choice would shatter her. Then she asked again if we could all be together and I told her no. We had recently moved into a new place. I lived there for a total of 6 days, so it didn't take me long to get all my stuff packed, since it was all still in boxes. For the past few years she had been reading a lot of reverse harem books, so I'm not sure if this is where all of this stems from. I am currently staying with a friend and we are getting all the papers in order to divorce. She said she wished I hadn't moved out so quick cause she wanted time to think about everything. I told her we are married and have a family, there shouldn't be much thinking involved. She hasn't told any of her family what she has done yet, except for her mom, and she still goes and sees him. And when she sees me she acts as though nothing is wrong and she hasn't done anything wrong. She still calls me babe, love, and dear even though I don't say it to her. She also still says I love you sometimes. Many times she motions for hugs and it is just very confusing to me cause it's like she doesn't think she has done anything wrong. It really hurts my head to process that she has decided to trade everything we had for some kid, who I might add is not attractive at all, she met at work who has a kid of his own. Everything we had in the past 9 years just right down the shitter. She wanted time to think about everything? Boom. Right there the decision was made for you and you crushed it by moving out and filing. Go North Carolina except for children and live for yourself and know you will be okay. I'm sorry this is happening to you but your reaction and response will be key going forward. This is exactly what I am doing right now. Ty for your powerful words. Seriously go no contact. My ex-wife cheated on me. I've not heard her voice or seen her since 2013 and we have children. Yes, I see them, contact them but never their mother. She doesn't even have my cell phone number. I live almost 1,000 miles from her. With any luck I will never see her again or hear her voice again either. I read your second post first. The level of lack of respect for you that she is showing is high on the narcissistic spectrum. She is delusional, and I'm sure that the whippersnapper is whispering pure craziness in her ear. I was in the Air Force and your story is common. She either doesn't know her value or she is horribly undervaluing you. You will survive this. Be careful when the reality of the irreparable damage she caused. When I was at LSAFB a long time ago I came home from a deployment to a similar situation. The difference was AP had gotten his wife pregnant. He divorced and took a transfer to Korea. They had an arrangement that left him seeing his child 1 month a year. This allowed him to never see his ex again. She married her AP, and he did the same shit to her a year later. Got another woman pregnant and left her. When her life fell apart, my friend got primary custody. Yes, I have heard this is common among us military guys who get married young. She sounds like a naive narcissist who developed some weird reverse harem fetish along the way. Your absence will make the greatest impact. Refuse to discuss anything but your children and the divorce. Withdraw your 80% from her life completely. When the divorce is final, communicate by email exclusively as much as possible. No phone calls or texts, just to talk. This has all been done before by men before you who were betrayed. She sounds spoiled. I've had cats that had more sympathy. Start a new life without her. She will likely crash and burn. Perhaps come back with crocodile tears. You will likely be miserable with her. She wants your 80% financial and emotional support while she gives this other guy the good stuff for nothing. So very disrespectful. So very disloyal. Thank you. This is exactly what my game plan looks like. Ty for your time. She has made her choice and it is the other guy. She knows she can't have you both, so she has chosen him. You should not have moved out, you should have had her move out. You will be taking care of her rap and probably his kid as well. You can file for your divorce charging her with infidelity. If she had some consequences she might be more reasonable. You don't have to take this lying down. Fight for you kid, fight for yourself. Stop acting like you just have to eat whatever she spits out. You are 100% right. I have never let her boss me around in our marriage at all. So why am I letting her now? Thank you so very much for your words. That have helped me wake up. Story 3. My 39M wife 32F is openly cheating on me with my co-worker 36M who is now mocking me. This was an older post of mine. 2 weeks ago I moved out. She should have done that, but I moved. She keeps calling me and messaging me telling me to act like an adult. Below you have the story. Would you give her a second chance? Me and the dude work at the same place. The problem is that I cannot simply change my job. It is a delicate one. We are basically cops but dealing with serious cases like murders and kidnappings. A job change is possible but I would lose a lot. So, almost daily we run into each other. The worst part is that I let it happen. I knew she was cheating on me with him for like 2 months. This guy's calling her during dinner and I really think he is doing it on purpose. He knows I am at home. I am just tolerant. I should not be, but you know, we've been married for 8 years and I don't want to throw it all away. I know she sleeps with him and I found out she slept with him in our bed too. I am laughed at by everyone. Some in my face, most behind my back. We are from East Europe. Here, this type of humiliation is the worst. And a few days ago he was promoted too. He already had a good function for his age, but due to the fact he is in such good shape physically he does a very good job usually. Also, he is much more violent than me. We worked on some cases together, something with drug dealers, and he treated the guys very brutally. I am more human, so to speak. I feel like shit, I feel worthless. I want my wife back, I want him out of my life, I want to keep my job, and I have never been so low in my entire life. What should the next move be? Why does he keep doing this? Why he calls her when knows I am home, have sex with her in my bed, and when we are on the shift he acts frighteningly like nothing is happening. And what also annoys me, the dude is indeed good looking. I confronted her and she told me he is very good in bed. I asked in what way and she said he pulls her hair and stuff. I was never comfortable doing this thing. Edit, we have no children, and I forgot to mention too that last year happened something, I cannot say what, that put him in a bad light and me in a very good light, and since then he dislikes me. We've been married for 8 years and I don't want to throw it all away. Your wife already did. The next step is obvious. You dump her ass. The more she asks to get back together, the more stubbornly you refuse. Just tell her that divorce is inevitable now. Yup, she threw away everything. Even now she isn't showing any remorse and is asking you to act like an adult. She doesn't give a shit about you being humiliated and mocked every day. Read the title and the first paragraph. My answer, duck no. A million times no. No kids? Duck no. If we had kids? Duck no. I am laughed at by everyone. Some in my face, most behind my back. And a few days ago he was promoted too. He is in such good shape physically. Also, he is much more violent than me. We worked on some cases together, something with drug dealers, and he treated the guys very brutally. I am more human, so to speak. The dude is indeed good looking. I confronted her and she told me he is very good in bed. I asked in what way and she said he pulls her hair and stuff. I was never comfortable doing this thing. This has got to be a troll post. This whole thing sounds like erotica written by someone with an extreme cuck fetish. But anyway, in the off chance it isn't, get divorced. Like, yesterday. Throw away what? Your marriage is a sham and your wife has literally negative respect for you, you're not losing anything. Yeah, this seems like a writing prompt to me with the username they chose. It sounds almost like you enjoy being a cuckold. This is not normal, or healthy. In any capacity I suggest you leave and consider being single for a while. You also need to have the confidence and courage to let this coworker know how his actions are wrong and hurt you deeply. You shouldn't tolerate it. This I don't want to throw it away mentality is the reason the wife cheated and will continue to do so. She's going to go as far as you're willing to let her. My 39M ex-wife is being beaten by her new partner, who is also a co-worker of mine. You have to read my previous posts to understand the whole situation. We are not divorced yet, but as I said, I moved out and some time ago she and my co-worker moved in together. We had a talk about this. She thought he was the perfect manly/masculine man and I was, she never said what, but well, not good enough. You guys helped me a lot. I moved out and also arranged to work on special operations but in a different location and another city. And as also many of you told me here, short after I gave up on her and this marriage he uncovered his real face. They are still together but he is violent with her. She did not call me personally, but I know the whole story through a mutual friend. She asked him to contact me and tell me about this. Now, she didn't ask for my help but I think she expects this. Otherwise why would she tell him to call me? I know it is not my business anymore but I still care for her. At the same time, my pride was so hurt. Should I give her any help? Throwing someone away over a so-called perfect manly/masculine man and coming back because they need you to be their hero is a seriously crappy thing to do, and I stand by that 100%. You are a person, you deserve some basic human decency. It would be wholly unfair to you for her to leave now, and then be like, oh suddenly you're good enough for me again. How could you ever trust that she won't leave you again if you're not perfect? She shouldn't play games with you. You deserve to have a partner that loves you for who you are, just as much as she deserves to be happy. No, get those papers signed ASAP. Move on with your life, ain't nobody got time for that. You will be estranged from her in 5 years. Look forward to what the relationship is now and try hard not to get caught up in the sunk cost fallacy. Too many people linger on to the past with relationships, it only delays you from advancing. Ain't nobody got time for that Lamau I'm dead. Dude, you need to take that big S off your chest and realize that this woman is not for you to save. She made her choice and even now, she's choosing to stay with him. She wants you to act only to be another placeholder until another more masculine person catches her eye. Don't let her do this to you. Her choices are not your consequences. She made her bed and let her lie in regret in it. It's a sad situation but actions have terrible consequences. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night. Wherever you are.